Today I'm cooking a dish called Ultimate Baked Beetroot and its Greens. And this is just a homage to this amazing vegetable. We're going to be using every part of the vegetable. The roots, the stems, and the leaves. This is like 3 vegetables in one. The leaves are just a delicious green that you can cook just like spinach. You can saute it, you can just wilt it. The stems have a wonderful, crunchy, juicy texture. And then, of course, the root has that wonderful, sweet, earthy flavor. Nothing quite like beetroot, right? So, first of all, these have been growing underground for quite some time, and they are full of soil. So we need to get them really clean. Now, before I attack these with my knife, I am going to put on some gloves because, of course, the beetroot will stain my hands, but even the stems contain quite a lot of pigment. So I'm going to cut them just where the stems meet the roots. And now I'm going to give these a good scrub. And now for the leaves. Now, these harbor a lot of dirt and grit, so it's really important to get them very clean. So the best way to do that is, first of all, to run them under the cold tap and rinse off as much dirt as possible. And then clean them again by filling up the sink completely with cold water and then letting them just sit in the cold water for about 5 to 10 minutes. And the remaining grit and dirt will just sink to the bottom of the sink. Now I'm going to generously oil a casserole dish or roasting pan with some extra virgin olive oil. So I'll just pour a bit in there and brush it around. And then I'm going to slice my cleaned beetroots. There's no need to peel them. I'm just going to cut off the spindly root and then pare off the kind of rough top here. Now I'm going to slice this as thinly as I can. Beetroots are one of the healthiest vegetables out there. They're absolutely packed with antioxidants, which are fabulous for your immune system. Not only the roots, but the greens as well. So, the last one going in. Once all the sliced beetroot is in the pan, you want to season it with plenty of black pepper, freshly ground, a nice dose of sea salt, a drizzle of extra virgin olive oil, and a few drops of the best possible balsamic vinegar that you can find. And now I'm gonna get right in there and mix it all together with my hands to make sure everything has a really good coating. Now I will just spread the beetroot slices out evenly to cover the bottom of the pan. Cover it with foil so that it steams in its own juice. And we're gonna pop that in the oven for half an hour at 180 degrees. Here are my lovely clean beetroot greens. Just gonna pop some gloves on again and chop these up roughly. It is such a shame that most greengrocers just throw the beetroot greens away. They have a wonderful flavor, a lot like spinach, and the stems have a bit of sweetness like the root. They are super healthy as well, absolutely packed with antioxidants and vitamins and minerals. So just pop those into the pan as you go. So that's all the beetroot greens and stems in the pot. Going to season that with a little bit of salt. And then turn the heat on medium-high and let the greens wilt down. So that should wilt down in about 5 minutes. And there's no need to add any extra water because there's plenty from the washing and there's plenty in the leaves themselves. So once that's collapsed, we'll take it off the heat and drain it. So here is the partially cooked beetroot. And I'm going to top those with the wilted beetroot greens. These just smell heavenly. They've just filled the kitchen with this wonderful earthy fragrance. So I'll just spoon those on top of the roots, spread them out evenly. And now I'm going to pour almost an entire tin of coconut milk across the top of this. And then that is going to go back in the oven for about 20 minutes. And all of that coconut is going to bubble up into this wonderful kind of magenta sauce. So this has been in the oven for another 20 minutes. And for the final flourish, I'm just going to add a couple of handfuls of pistachio nuts, shelled. I'm going to pound them, a little bit of salt. The pistachios add some protein to the dish, as well as a beautiful bright green color and flavor and texture. So I'll just sprinkle these over the top. And then we'll pop this back in the oven just for about 5 minutes to toast the nuts. So here is the finished ultimate baked beetroot and its greens, ready to serve hot as a luxurious vegetable side dish or even as the main event.